Okay, it is 7 o'clock, so can we make a start, please? Can I welcome everyone to the July meeting of the Finance, Employment and Services Committee? There are no apologies because everyone's here. So item 3, declarations of interest. Has anyone got any declarations of interest that they need to register?
Yeah, I will be. I might be talking, but I won't be voting on the small grants application from the Colne Citadel.
Right, noted. Item 4, the minutes of the meeting held in June, on the 3rd of June. Would someone like to move them, second them, or are there any comments on them?
Move them, Chair.
Are there any comments? No, those in favour? Thank you. Public forum. There is no one here. Item 6, exclusion of the public. Just applies to the last item on the agenda, which is item 13. And we'll move the appropriate standing order when we come to it. Item 7, financial update. On this one, on the finances, you will have received 2 extra item 7 documents. So can we take, when we come to it, can we take the Colne Citadel one as item 7D, and we will take the Stage Door one as item 7E, which will tack it on to the end of the finances because they both relate to finances anyway. Have you anything you want to add to the finances for A, B and C, Gina?
The only thing that I need to point out is on the budget summary. At this point, when this was produced, I hadn't put in the carried forward budgets. So some of these budgets are understated because they will be slightly more because we're carrying 40-odd thousand forward from last year. So once that's done, that'll appear in the, you know, the red section at the bottom, the boxes at the bottom. So your 41,000 will be in there to say that we've carried them forward from, so that will be coming out of reserves.
Anyone any comment? Or wants to move the reports? Are you moving A, B and C together? Yeah. Is it seconded? Those in favour? Thank you. Item 7D, which is the Colne Citadel one. Anyone any comments on this one?
Yeah, I was at the Citadel over the weekend, and Hayley showed me the extent of the blind, the damage to the blinds downstairs and upstairs, and they do definitely need it because they are as she says in a grant application, the sun when it shines does come in that, and you've got the officers upstairs, and it's affecting the PCs and that, and it's also affecting the counselling rooms as well.
I was going to say they have counselling rooms.
Yeah. So I've said I will speak on their behalf for them tonight, but as I said earlier, I will not be voting.
I would.
I'm guessing that's what, yes. If the sun sets and, yeah, then, well, yeah, it depends where you stood. Yeah. Mhm.
Any more comments? All those in favour? Thank you. Item 7E, which is the stage door one.
I will explain a little about this. You may recall a while ago, they did put a bid in for a similar thing. What it was is they want access control, so they can see who's coming in, etc. I think it came from the Southport incident and that kind of thing. So they wanted to make sure that they knew who was coming in and out of the building. The first quote that they got was just for an audio system, which they didn't actually realise that it was, and they actually wanted video as well as. They did ask the same company to quote, but unfortunately they've been really unreliable. And haven't returned phone calls and missed appointments and haven't re-quoted. So anyway, because they were having problems, Nathan put them on to the ones that do our access control. So this is the quote that we've got now, and this is with video and audio. So they have had a meeting with their board, who have agreed to pay 50% of the increased figure. So it's now back here to see if we will pay the other 50%.
Would?
Yeah, so I think it's kind of double what it was before. I think we were going to pay £400 or something last time, and it's going to be like £800 now.
Presumably, as if and when they depart the building, then we'll gain the benefit of it. So I think it's fair that we pay half of it. It sounds sensible, and just one other thing: when you're redacting the things, can you not do it with a big black blob? Because it's just ridiculous to print that. And presumably, I mean, did we do that, or did they do that?
No, the thing is, the quote had black borders on it anyway.
Oh, so the quote was done. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
yeah. I just filled in the
in the bit
bits
right.
in
Well,
the detail.
Originally a black border with white text.
Oh, right. So it was a nonsense thing anyway. Right.
Yes.
I'll move that we pay half.
I would mention though, they at the same meeting, the new lease did also go to the board for review, and they haven't come back on that yet. They did obviously, we did negotiate with them and we did agree terms, but then obviously they need to put that to the board. But whether you want to say that you're happy paying this on signature of
I was just going to say,
lease. Yes,
tag on the end of that once the new lease is signed, because we're not going to, and presumably they're not going to pay their half if they don't sign a new lease. So, yeah, same applies to us.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're currently holding over on their existing lease, so the terms of that lease will carry on until they sign the new one.
How long have they been? When should it have been?
They've only had it a couple of weeks. So.
Right. So it's not like it just
No,
should have been done.
No. But they had they had informed me that the board had agreed the higher price for the signing system. And seeing as how we were having this meeting, I just thought I would bring it to this meeting just so they're not having to wait about once they sign the lease.
I'll second Alice's proposal. If you say
We pay, that we agree to pay half of the, I mean, this will all be excluding the VAT.
Yes, it will.
Right. Once they've signed the lease.
Okay. Yeah,
that was a condition on the original,
it was. Yeah.
and they've been holding over quite a while. And I think it's only fair that we leave that same condition on. Because we want them out of the situation where they're holding over. It's not good
It's
for
not
anybody.
ideal.
It's not an ideal situation to be in. Okay, those in favour? Thank you. That takes us on to item 8, which is the audit update.
Okay, so this is just to tell you basically that everything that needs to be published is now on the website and or as well as in the notice board, and all this stuff has gone to PKF Littlejohn within the deadline. So that's just to let you know that they now have the external auditor. Yeah, so it's all gone off, and we got a response to say they've received it, and then we just wait for them to obviously come back if they need any more information.
Well, moving on then to item 9, Colne Town Hall office hire.
Right, so I think most of you are aware that we have been approached by an agent actually for Santander to inquire about leasing a room from us for 1 day a week for an initial period of 12 months so that they can give banking advice, so face-to-face advice for those who struggle, and to help help anyone who obviously struggles with the digital side of banking. So this really is just I had drafted a agreement, which the draft has also gone to them for them to review as well, just to see if they wanted to change any details or whatever.
Which room?
Which room? It is what used to be Eugene's office. So it's the one as you come into the main entrance. It's just to the left there. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, it is that room.
Just say again, how many days a week or a month?
1 day a week.
Notice the lease also says, or the draft lease says, they haven't to park abandoned vehicles on the land.
Well, they
Which
have
was
to be taxed, and yes,
Yeah, they'd have trouble parking a.
but we're giving them one of the bays
Oh, well, charge more then.
because it's only going to be 1 day a week, so it's not going to be too.
We're trying not to discourage them from wanting to go.
Yes, basically.
It was slightly tongue in cheek, Chair, because
Yeah.
I take it that is an all-purpose, all singing, all dancing lease
Yes.
for just about any.
Yeah.
You know, insert name here and
Yes.
Yeah.
carry on.
Yes, given that I'm not a solicitor.
Alice,
Well, I think this is a brilliant idea. We use the building. It's a central location for the general public. The older people definitely want someone that they can see face to face. It's a win-win on all accounts as far as I can see. So we ought to go ahead.
I do know they did approach other people as well, but have been turned down. So, yeah, but they did think that the town hall would be an ideal location, given that it's so near where the branch was.
Chair, I've been stopped even today by 3 people worrying about that they need, about cash, getting cash. They're worried that there won't be enough cash at events when, when there's only 2 link machines in the town centre. And if they're from away, they won't know where the others are anyway. So I did say we were going to try and we're going to send another letter to Link and talk about, because we have so many events that
Yes.
we are in danger of, getting to Saturday afternoon and there's no money left in any of the machines. But I'll talk to you about that tomorrow.
Brian?
It mentions in the lease base rent, additional rent, insurance, office furniture rent. What will they be? What's been put to them?
It's basically it's going to be included. Most things are going to be included in the basic rent. It's just if anything comes up that could be classed as additional during the time that they're here, that they may be asked to pay.
Right, so they're not paying for
They have to pay for
office furniture.
no, they have to pay for their own insurance of their equipment, their own equipment.
Right. So and they get all
Obviously, we
services
pay-
for free. Do they Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
It's all including. The
Yes,
base.
that's all.
With just one base rent.
Yes.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
they need fast Wi-Fi because they want to be able to help people do some of their online banking if they can't do it themselves. So they need a fast access, which makes this building ideal.
Right, yeah, it's all listed in here. Gas, electric, Wi-Fi. They've got. Will they be using our kitchen facilities as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah. And the toilets, obviously.
Telephone.
Yeah,
And it will be cleaned by Billy.
our cleaner, yeah. So that's included as well.
Just as a point of interest, but I know you're saying it's face to face and helping with will there be cash? No. Thank you.
There won't be any cash involved.
Thank you.
So it is purely going to be help with
Elec-
online banking.
Electronic
and
banking.
advice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Alice?
Just a query. So if they bring their own furniture in at any point, will that mean that that room cannot be hired out, or
They haven't.
is
They haven't said that. They did ask if anyone else was in the room at any other point,
Mhm.
and whether they could leave off telling us what day it would be, till a later time when they move in, which I said was okay. We do have one other person that is also interested
Mhm.
in leasing an office. So yeah, but then we kind of think, well, it'll be worthwhile doing the room up, and if we have 2 people wanting to rent it. different times.
fantastic, wouldn't it be? Yeah.
When will this start? Have they got a date when they're going to begin yet?
Not
No.
yet, no.
Well, they haven't said they're coming yet.
No, things are. I mean, it all looks very promising, and they said, it looks like it. It's very promising. I think it's going to be what we do. But they just dotting the i's, crossing the t's, and they're going through a third party as well, which is why communication is a little bit slow as well.
Before I bring Brian in, can I just ask, are they still working off photographs, or have they actually been and had a look yet?
No, at the moment they're still working off photographs. They haven't actually been to have a look.
Brian?
Are they renting it on a 1 day a week basis?
It will be the same day every week. They have said that. They just don't know which day yet.
Okay, thank you.
And initially it's for a year, which. it
I
could
just thought
continue
they'd be
beyond that.
renting it
It
monthly
depends-
for a
suppose
year.
It depends how it goes, doesn't it? If no one turns up,
Then they
they're not
won't,
going to want to
yeah.
carry on, are they? In fact, people turning up could be a good thing to encourage people to turn up, because I've discovered that Barlick got their hub after they had already got the bank to take a room in one of the buildings in Barnoldswick. Now they've still got that room from bank, and they've got the
They've got
hub as
hub as
well.
well.
They've got both. So I would think if it does come to fruition and they get a good turnover coming through door, that is another thing that you can hammer at link with to say there is a need, because that proves there's a need by people coming to the door and asking questions.
Encourage advertising it, etc., and telling all the people we know who might need it.
Yeah, well, we can put things out on our social media when everything's agreed. And yeah.
So what do we need someone to move that the proposed lease is accepted at least by us, don't we? Yes. Would somebody like to move? Is it seconded? Those in favour? Thank you. And I don't think we can discuss the other one any further at this stage, can we? Or can we? I'll leave that at your discretion.
Which one are we talking about now?
When you said someone else might be.
Oh, right. No, we're not.
When-
They basically said it might be a while before
Yeah.
that comes to fruition anyway, but said they were definitely interested.
But they'd want it one day as well, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Now, if they did, what would be ideal is to have them 2 days apart, so on the day in between, Billy could clean. And rather than have to come back at night rushing around to do it for somebody new coming in the day after, it'd be better if there was a day's rest in between, so that Billy could clean it. So it might work out ideal. Right, item 10, town hall maintenance.
Yes, we do have a leak in the ladies' toilets. I think we found where it was coming from. But again, it's at the back of the building, and it does require a scaffold again. But it's going to need doing, otherwise it's just going to.
Leak, you mean a rain coming?
It's
An ingress.
water ingress.
Right.
Yeah, and some of the ceiling tiles have fallen because
Because
of
of
it.
it.
Yeah,
It seems to be that side of the building, doesn't it?
it is.
Well, that's how it gets all rain, doesn't it? It's
Yeah.
usually from west.
Yeah.
That's one of the pitfalls of inheriting a building that someone who should have looked after it for decades hasn't. Yeah,
Mm.
and we're paying for it now.
Other than that, though, I think that's it. That's the main problem we have at the moment.
You got a costing for it, how much it might cost, how much it's going to cost to repair it?
We're not actually sure. We have gone out for quotes to see. Obviously, the scaffold is the main cost. So that's the problem. It probably cost you at least £4 grand for the scaffold anyway. So then you've got the work on top, and it depends how easily accessible it is or not. So yeah, but as soon as we receive quotes, I will bring them to this meeting.
Okay, then, so moving on to item 11. Items for a future month's agenda. We're gonna have to sort budget before long, aren't we?
We don't need to, well,
We'll have to start it
it's
straight
pointless.
after Blues, I think.
yeah, but it's pointless starting it too early
Yeah,
because
no.
you don't
You
know.
don't know, you haven't any figures to put in it.
No.
No.
So I find late October, November is the best time really to start it. You got more of an idea of what you're going to be doing the following years. And you've probably had notice of any increases and things like that. Mhm. Well, yes. So, yeah, it all depends. Sometimes things can change and yeah. There is still the investment thing that I want to bring. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to do anything because I've been busy with other things. So that's still something that needs to come to this committee. And obviously we have Leah actually, it was her first day back today. So yeah, we had went out on a site visit to one of the allotments and we went to the park. So she's got quite a backlog of stuff to go through. But she's keen to get back into it. Yeah, we will be looking at contracts and yeah, the grounds maintenance, etc. But now obviously we have the contracts committee, which will take the lead on that kind of stuff. So we will be in touch to arrange a meeting once she's got on top of her backlog. Anything else?
I don't think there is there? I don't think there's anything else to go on for future item. It's just the general stuff plus anything that gets referred from full council or wherever, or anything that crops up.
Yes, I'm not actually sure which standing order it is. Of the local government.
It is our
It
standing
is in
orders.
standing orders, yeah.
It's whatever it is.